Hey guys, Rexlent here. This is a crash course video to learn Changli ASAP. So let's get straight into it without wasting any time. Looking at her basic attack ground combo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's something to notice here. On her fourth combo, she gains a buff called True Sight, like this. So this icon here, it's True Sight for 12 seconds. Basically means that her fifth combo is ready at any time. So you can hold this and press basic like this. It's stored for 12 seconds. Now, the nuance here is that True Sight can also be used in the air, so I'll show you the air combo version. So jump, 1, 2, 3, 4, True Sight, basic one more time. That is the air version of True Sight. This is where it gets technical because you can mix and match a ground combo to air combo using the True Sight as well. So let me show you what it looks like. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for here, if you want to use the air True Sight, press jump instead of basic attack. Jump, and then basic to plunge. You can extend the combo in the air instead of going into plunge by simply waiting for a bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, True Sight, jump, wait a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, True Sight, and then plunge. Now, the other thing over here is that once she plunges, her ground combo skips to the third combo instead. So she gets True Sight even faster after plunging. So 1, 2, 3, 4, jump, plunge, 3, 4, True Sight, and then basic to finish. Or technically speaking, you can chain this forever by using jump combo instead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, jump, plunge, 3, 4, True Sight, jump, plunge, 3, 4, True Sight, jump, plunge, 3, 4. You get the idea, and finish with the ground. As for her heavy attack, it's a launcher. So you saw earlier that by doing jump True Sight, she skips to the ground basic third combo like this. If you do heavy attack, she does the launch attack, and instead it skips to the third combo of the air attack. So like this, heavy attack, 3, 4, 5, basic. So that's all you need to know for Changli. In summary, she always gets True Sight on the fourth combo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, True Sight, 5, and then air combo, jump, 1, 2, 3, 4, True Sight, air True Sight, and then finish with plunge. And everything else is mix and match her combo to your style. Either if you want to do it from ground launching to True Sight and then doing air here, or doing a ground True Sight like this. That's up to you. So let's move on to her Resonance skill and her Forte and her Resonance Liberation. So now we'll look at her skills. You already understand that after every fourth attack, she gains True Sight. And then when you hit an enemy with True Sight attack, she gains 1 gauge called Enflammement, like this. So you see down here, I already got 1 gauge. And the interesting thing about Changli is when she gets a gauge, after the first one, her clothes start stripping off. Yes, that's right, she starts stripping off her clothing. Okay, like this, I'm gonna show you. 1 more True Sight, I'm just gonna do air one here. Right, notice how now it's on fire. Now let's talk about her Resonance skill. Resonance skill immediately gives her 1 stack of True Sight, and then you can finish it off with basic to get your Enflammement gauge straight away. And it also works as a gap closer, so I can use it at this distance and then press E. You see that? I already got 1 stack of True Sight, and then I can get it over here, get the third gauge. And now her sleeves are already gone. And then she gets 2 stacks of Resonance skill. I'm gonna use the second one. That. And then just finish it off with another True Sight. And she already has full stacks now. So what do you do when there's full stacks? Simply press and hold basic to do her heavy attack. Like that. So that's her Forte circuit. So to recap again, 2 stacks of Resonance skill every time. Has their own cooldown. Like that. And then you get True Sight, use it, and do it again. You get True Sight, use it. So that's 2 stacks easily, 2 stacks of Enflammement. And the other 2, you just need to get it yourself by either doing combo or her intro attack. Her intro attack also gives her True Sight. And then once you have full gauge, press and hold basic, like that. Just like that. As for her Resonance Liberation, her ultimate, it gives her 4 stacks of Enflammement immediately. So you press ultimate. And then notice I have 4 stacks straight away. So the combo is to do ultimate and immediately press and hold basic attack to do her Forte. That's the combo for ultimate. So Changli is pretty simple to play as far as rotation go. Just get 4 of Enflammement stacks via True Sight. You can get 2 easily from Resonant Skill, True Sight. And then another 2 more. 1 from your own combo, 1 from intro attack. And then do heavy attack. And then when ultimate is ready, do ultimate. And then do heavy attack once more. There is also a fun aesthetic thing here where when she has 4 stacks and you press ultimate along with it, her blindfold is gonna get burned alongside in the animation like so. It looks really cool. However, if you want to talk about efficiency, you don't want to do that because you need the 4 stacks on to have that blindfold. And when you have 4 stacks and then you do ultimate, you're essentially wasting 4 whole stacks of enflammement with the ultimate. So the best is always to clear your stacks and then use ultimate for 4 more stacks and then use heavy attack to clear all the stacks again. And that's pretty much it for Changli. So let's look at her skills over here quickly. On her intro attack, intro gives her True Sight, so I'll show you what her rotation generally looks like. There's no hard and fast way to do this as long as you do the intro and then 1 normal chain and then 2 resonant skills. So I'll start off with Verena, get an outro. So I'm gonna switch Changli in, do her intro attack, that will give her 1 stack, and then finish 1 normal basic attack combo to get the 2nd stack, and then press resonant skill, basic attack to get 3rd stack, resonant skill again, basic attack to get the 4th stack, heavy attack to spend all the gauge, and then use ultimate, and then heavy attack again to spend all the gauge. So let's begin. Changli, go in. Ground attack. That's the 2nd one. Press resonant skill, basic attack, 3rd one, resonant skill, basic attack, 4th one, heavy attack, ultimate, and then heavy attack 1 more time. And that's it. That's Changli's rotation when she switches in. Pretty simple, right? So we'll go through her skills. We've already explained most of them on feel. Normal attack, simple, and then resonant skill. Resonant skill grants True Sight for 12 seconds. And then for Forte circuit, it's basically the one where she holds basic attack when she has 4 stacks. Flaming Sacrifice. So this is the attack. And we already know this to get Enflammement, which is the gauge stack. After using her basic attack True Sight Conquest, that's the ground one, or True Sight Charge, that's the Phoenix one, she always gets 1 stack. And ultimate gives her 4 stacks straight away. Her intro also gives her 1 stack. For her ultimate, an additional thing to know is that after using ultimate, she gets this buff called Fiery Feather buff. Within 10 seconds, when she uses her heavy attack with full gauge, the attack is increased by 25% for it. That's why after ultimate, always make sure to use heavy attack right after it within 10 seconds for this extra damage. And intro skill, we already know this. Intro skill, she gets True Sight. And for her first inherent skill, she gets a fusion damage bonus increased by 5% for each stack of enflammement she has. But this only buffs True Sight Conquest and True Sight Charge. True Sight Conquest is the 5th basic attack on the ground. True Sight Charge is the air basic attack, which is the Phoenix. And inherent skill is the really good one. Whenever she does her Forte, Flaming Sacrifice, which is the whole basic with full gauge, or her ultimate, her fusion damage is increased by 20% and she ignores 15% of the target's defense. So that's basically it for Changli's Forte. As for her weapon, if you don't have any of the 5-star weapon, you can use either Luna Cutter or Commando of Conviction. If you have the 5-star weapons, Emerald of Genesis is really good if you selected this weapon from your F2P 5-star weapon box. Or if you can want to go all the way, you can get Blazing Brilliance, her own weapon. It also looks really good, right? Aesthetically pleasing. And depending on the weapon, Emerald of Genesis has crit rate main stat and Blazing Brilliance is crit damage main stat. So we'll go over to her echoes. So the stats that you need to look out for echoes, for the 4 costs, for the main stat, obviously, if your weapon is already crit rate, you can top off the rest of the crit rate from substats, and you can afford to put crit damage here for her 4-cost echo. Otherwise, if you're already using her main weapon, Blazing Brilliance, over here, you can go for crit rate to supplement more crit rate, just like my build here. As for substats to look out for, it's the usual. You want to look out for both crit rate, crit damage, Resonance skill especially, most of Changli's attacks scale off resonance skill, energy, and attack percent. As for her resonance chain, S1 it gives super armor when she does her resonance skill and heavy attack with the full gauge, and also increase the damage dealt by 10%. S2 is the one where you can actually change your build around it. S2 straight up gives her crit rate by 25% as long as she has a gauge point and flamant. So having this crit rate 25%, even if you're using Blazing Brilliance which gives crit damage, you can also afford to go crit damage over here on Inferno Rider if you're confident in getting crit rate substats on all your echoes. So that's something to consider. As for S3, ultimate damage increased by 80%, really straightforward. So S2 to S3 I would say is the best stopping point for most people. S4 is supportive. After using intro, attack of everyone increased by 20% for 30 seconds. And S5 is pretty massive. Heavy attack Flaming Sacrifice, which is the heavy attack with full gauge. Multiplier is increased by 50% and damage dealt is also increased by 50%. So this is massive if you're gonna wail for her. S6 adds even more defense ignore to her resonance skill, her heavy attack with full gauge, and her resonance liberation. Additional 40% of target defense ignore. So that's pretty much it for Changli. As for team building so far in Wuthering Waves is really simple. Your first character that you bring in is always the healer, the one that's carrying the healing set. So of course Verena is the best in slot. If you don't have Verena, you can use Baizi like this. So either Baizi or Verena always. And then for Changli's outro, Changli gives fusion damage and resonance liberation 20% and 25% respectively for 10 seconds to the next character. So Changli can function both as a main DPS or a second DPS, sub DPS, or the third character. So it's really flexible. You can go Verena, Changli, and then you put Cixia here. So the sequence goes like this. Verena comes in, buff everyone. Changli comes in, outro, buff into Cixia, and Cixia just does all her nuke. You can also do the quick swap method by simply just swapping between the both of them as the main DPS. Or if you want Changli to be the main DPS, you can also put, for example, Yang here. Since Changli has a really high energy requirement, Yang will give ultimate energy charge over time for Changli. So this is like the comfy build for Changli in my opinion. Otherwise, you can also do this. Similar to Cixia build, you can also put Encore and then you quick swap between them all the time. Since Changli also buffs Resonance Liberation, you can also put Changli here and then put Havoc Rover here. I don't have him switch to Havoc right now, but if you put Havoc Rover here, Changli's role works the same as Yinlin before, the same build. Yinlin also buffs Resonance Liberation. You can put Changli here and then switch Rover in, Havoc Rover for that big ultimate nuke. So yeah, pretty flexible all around. And that's all you need to know for Changli. This is the crash course. So yeah, in my opinion, Changli is one of the most fun melee characters so far. She has so much gap closing, especially in her basic attack, like this True Sight, and then she just teleports to them. Even her E skill just teleports to them, and then you get True Sight again, and you get to teleport to them again. Really fun. Even for F2P, her damage is respectable. See, like this, and then just ultimate, and then heavy, and then that guy over there, E skill. So really mobile, really satisfying. So many hits to her skill, easy parrying with that many hits. So yeah, that concludes the Changli crash course guide. I hope that it's been helpful to you in understanding her moveset. Consider leaving a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. I've also made a Changli styling video over here that you can check it out. And one last thing is that Changli only needs one hit to mine a rock. OP. Alright, see you guys. Bye bye.